Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We got a wood shop video for you, and specifically my first X-Carve upgrade, besides the bench, which I'm still working on, and that's kind of in other videos right now. But what I did is I went on Thingiverse and found a plan or file, STL file, for these things. And these things are, as you can see here, they're covers to protect your, I guess you call it your Y-axis wheels and pulleys. And I gotta clean this side up. I gotta clean them both up. But it's a pair, and the file is free, and it snaps on. What you do is when they print it, they have little indentations. And what I had to do is, I didn't have the right size magnets. They call for a 6.1 millimeter. I'm sure you can get away with a 6 millimeter magnet. And so I kind of drilled these out and put some CA glue in there and then pop these magnets in. And that allows you to, it's got spaces for 6, and I just felt I didn't need that one. And then it just kind of, magic of magnets pops on there. Whoops. I'll have to play with it. You gotta play with it a bit, but it does fit on there nice and steady. You can see this one's on there nice. I'm just doing something wrong here to make it rock. Maybe I need that other magnet. Well, we'll play that later. It does work well. A couple of things straight off the file is this is pretty tight against the belt, and normally that's not a problem because maybe it kind of scrapes on the sawdust stuff for you. But when you home, if you have the homing switches, and when you home your machine, when you first power up, it brings the spindle up to the max Z, then it brings it over to the max Y, or is that X, max X, and comes back here for the max Y. So as you come down here, it hits this and causes a problem. So I'm probably gonna take a file and just file that open a little bit more. Same thing for this side, is I just need to file that. The other thing, and it may fix this too, but I think filing it is better because when you home it, depending on where you have these bars here, this is for the Y home position, it brings it all the way up to here. And I kind of like using that dot. I mean, if I don't want to use, I can lose an inch here on the board, which most of my projects, it doesn't matter since I kind of mount here centered. I can move this, whoops, I can move this up a little bit, and that way it won't home over there, and I wouldn't have to file. So I may do that for now, temporarily, until I file it. The other thing is your X homing. Now, let me see if I can get back there. Let me unplug the USB cord. Here's the bar for the X home. And you see I have it right here right now. And that brings it, I mean, I actually had it even more. You can bring it all the way over here. And that brings your spindle all the way over here. Again, there's 2 or 3 inches here. And what that does is it smacks right into the cover. And it doesn't give you a true home. It just hits that and starts grinding. So I'm just gonna put that there. So it will hit that, this part right here, will hit this and start grinding, and then you end up in the red switch to stop everything. So I moved the bar a little bit over. I haven't tested it yet. I'm trying to line up my bit to home right here, and then I'll see how it reacts to the cover. A quick note, I haven't put these on yet. I've started setting up my dust collection, and this is the bracket for the dust collection. Let me tighten it up. Same thing. I watched somebody else's video. I actually didn't have it happen to me yet. Is if you have your X-axis home position too far that way, this bar will crash into this bracket. So you either have to move your home over enough so when it homes in, it doesn't hit that. And that's why I'm still fine tuning it. I'm getting my bit to when it homes, it centers on this dot, and then I'll see if the bracket hits here. But those are a couple things you need to be aware of when you're setting up your X and Y homing limits there. So the other issue with these things is I personally don't have a 3D printer. These are 3D printed, if you couldn't tell already, and I don't think I mentioned it. But these are 3D printed. Nice. And I don't have a 3D printer, so you'll have to find somebody that has a 3D printer. I think Thingiverse allows you to actually order the file created for you, but you can find a friend like I did. My buddy, brother from another mother, Todd Larsen, he's in Arizona. I met him on YouTube through Aquaponics channel. We both do aquaponics, and then we kind of branched out. I branched out on the CNC carving, and he branched out into 3D printing. And he actually has like 4 or 5 printers right now, and he's starting up a business of printing items. So if you need one of these, or a pair of these, I will highly recommend Mr. Todd, and I'll put a link to his YouTube channel below so you can go follow him, subscribe to him, and maybe actually contact him through YouTube there and get a pair of these made for you. They're great. I actually might also sand these a bit and paint them. You know, I got lots of spray paint now for projects, so I might paint them a pretty color. But maybe he'll offer different color filament. I don't know. I didn't ask him about that. My next thing is they also, I found several files for the Z-axis here that covers this section here, and actually gives you a knob as well so you can turn the Z-axis. But I want to make sure they're gonna fit, because when I did a search for these files on Thingiverse, there's quite a few of them, but a lot of them were made for the older X-Carve, pre-2017. And I finally found these files. I think these files were actually created in 2017, and they seem to work well for this model, as long as you, maybe get Todd to put this, if he can do it, put this up, subtract a little bit. Subtract about 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch right here, so you don't have to file it or mess with your homing locations when it hits this. Because that's pretty much, as you can see, if you're familiar with the X-Carve, there's the bracket, the metal bracket, and the belt sleeve is right up against it. So not much room to move it. So anyway, that's about it for my first X-Carve upgrade. I know there's tons out there, and there's quite a few I am looking to do, like beef up the brackets underneath my board. I might even down the road carve me up a new wasteboard myself, but put T-grooves in them. Maybe put T-grooves and screws in between the T-grooves, so I'll have a choice of what to use. But I kind of like the idea of not using these clamps as much, because if you don't see them there, but I'll show you some older ones. You can see I've had a couple happy accidents where my clamps get clipped because they're either placed in the wrong location and it didn't look at my tool paths, or I've used to put a few clamps right here at the corner, my home position for the project, and when it finishes and returns home, right across the bracket. So I kind of like using pressure from the sides with the bump stocks and stuff. So, and I have a lot of tools to use with the T-track. So if I put T-slots in there, I think that would be a project soon, but I really like this screen printed graph as well. Anyway, I'm rambling about my dreams and hopes. So that's it for this video on your Y-axis protection. See if I can get it on there again. Still rocks. I'll have to figure out why it's rocking on this side. But normally they've been clicking right in place for me. And that's what they look like in place. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, why don't you put your mouse pointer on the like button. Please like it for me. And then subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can check out any new videos I come out with and hit the little bell. You'll get a notification of the new videos I post. I do wood shop projects and tool review unboxing. And of course, my aquaponics videos and eBay stuff and just life, whatever I feel like. I'm not pigeonholed into one subject here. But do that, and I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you guys have fun with your projects and all your new toys and tools. And I will see you next time. See ya.